Good afternoon and a warm welcome to the Balmoral Stadium for SWPL Match Day 4. Celtic's first away trip of the season. After 3 consecutive home games and home wins, they travelled to Aberdeen this afternoon, a side who picked up their first win of the campaign in midweek here at the Balmoral Stadium, beating Montrose. I'm Ian Auld, the matchday commentator. Alongside me is Emma Black. Emma, I said a warm welcome. It's anything but in Aberdeen.
Absolutely, no, it's not warm here. The wind's obviously falling across the pitch here, so I just hope it doesn't affect the game too much. But I'm sure the Aberdeen players, they've played here many times. Of course, it's their home stadium, so I'm sure they're obviously used to the climates here.
Yeah, it's grey, overcast above us here at the Balmoral Stadium. The two teams readying for taking to the field. Aberdeen, as I mentioned earlier, picked up their first win on Wednesday, beating Montrose by 2-0. Interim boss Stuart Glennie has gone with the same side which beat Montrose, and Celtic manager Alina Saduku names 5 changes from that 5-1 win over Motherwell at home on Wednesday. You were there, Emma. Impressed with the Hoops on Wednesday?
Yeah, I was at stages. I was maybe expecting a slightly better performance from them, given obviously the comments that were coming from obviously the Celtic camp after the Glasgow City game, that they weren't overly happy with their game in terms of how they played, especially when they were in possession. So although Celtic did score the 5 goals on Wednesday night, it could have been a lot more.
The two sides are out, led out by referee for this one, Duncan Nicholson. Healthy crowd inside the Balmoral Stadium as well. For matchday 4, Celtic looking to make it 4 wins from 4. Aberdeen, of course, buoyed by that win on Wednesday, looking to go consecutive wins. But it'll be a big challenge this afternoon, that's for sure, with the champions in town. Rangers and Hibs punished Aberdeen earlier in the season, and Celtic will be looking to heap more pressure on the home side.
Yeah, absolutely. Aberdeen will obviously go into this game full of confidence, given obviously their victory on Wednesday night against Montrose. But of course, there's certainly no pressure on Aberdeen.
So we're ready to start this one. Big moment as well for Celtic captain Kelly Clark. 300th appearance in the green and white of Celtic. Big moment for her, and she would love to cap 300 appearances with a win here this afternoon.
Yeah, it's quite incredible. I actually call her Miss Celtic. She's been there that long. She's the club captain. She's been there many years. And as soon as you mention Kelly Clark, the second word that comes right off your tongue from it is Celtic. She absolutely loves being at that club. She's seen the highs, and obviously now she's seen the lows, but now she's relishing the highs.
Well, both teams will go into huddles. Celtic, incidentally, I'm assuming anyway, have won the toin toss, because we were looking before the game, Emma, and the wind is coming from the left-hand side. There was a real headwind, so Celtic preferring to shoot away to our right-hand side and benefit from that gusty wind in the first half. Yeah,
I'll certainly put the pressure on Aberdeen early on from the first whistle. As you said, the wind's coming from the left-hand side, so that will benefit Celtic this first half.
Yeah, tricky conditions overhead. Hopefully we're in for a cracking afternoon of football here in the SWPL on BBC Sports Scotland. Celtic managed from their huddle. Aberdeen also just getting themselves into position. Will be Celtic who will get us underway. Here we go at the Balmoral Stadium. Celtic's first away visit of the season. Only lost once in the SWPL last year. That was away to Glasgow City under Alina Saduku's reign too, after she took over in January. And already the Hoops intent to go at Aberdeen earlier on, although Aberdeen have possession on the far side with Francesca Ogilvie. Now Mimi Black. Aberdeen looking to progress and progress well down this right-hand side. Early chance for the Dons, into the box. And Ogilvie drills it into the side netting. A real good opportunity inside the opening 60 seconds, and surprisingly, Emma, it goes for the home side.
Wow, that was an absolute begging chance there for her. You know, it was Kraft, it was obviously down that right-hand side there. I think for me, she just lashed at it, isn't it? She could have, obviously, the best option for me to go across Rodgers, go across the goalkeeper. She's got a chance of obviously getting it on target, the goalkeeper having to make a save, puts it out the corner. But you know what, a terrific play from Aberdeen down that right-hand side.
Smith. Celtic looking to hit back themselves early on. Well, the first chance of the afternoon going for the home side. Here's Caitlin Hayes. Throws it all out to the far side. Gallagher on the edge wanting it. And it comes all the way to the 6-yard box. Bounces nicely into the gloves of Megan Sidey.
Yeah, it was good defending there from Annie Black down at that right back area against Ashford Clifford. When Ashford Clifford's on the ball, what she'll be wanting to do is get a cross in early on the left hand side, or she'll look to come on side, cut on her right foot and get a shot off. But great defending there from Black. She has to get close to her.
Aberdeen battling for possession on the halfway line, and Lee Craft goes after it. Kavanagh, one of 5 changes from the win over Motherwell midweek, sends the ball back to Lisa Rodgers, and the Celtic goal, making her debut. The summer signing. McInerney. Smith back to Hayes. Smith once again involved. Agnew's in behind. Danger for Aberdeen as Agnew pulls it back across the face of goal. And somehow Celtic miss a glorious opportunity.
Yeah, I thought she should have actually buried that there. It was great play down the left-hand side. It was just patient build-up between Hayes and Smith, and then obviously releasing Agnew down that right-hand side, and she makes those runs from in to out, and she picked out a fantastic cross into the box. But you know, it was a good save by Megan Sidey there.
Oh yeah, McInerney will take the set piece down this right-hand side. Swung in towards the back post. Aberdeen get it away. It's still looping in the air. And eventually the goalie gets something on it, and it's a big hand to claw it away off the goal line. Well, the wind causing real problems inside the 6-yard box. And once again, this time the goalie beaten. The ball in from McInerney, and Murphy Agnew with the game's opening goal. The goalkeeper couldn't do an awful lot about it. And with 4 minutes on the clock, Celtic have the lead.
No, it was obviously the Celtic were piling on the pressure there. It was a great wicked ball in by McInerney from the left-hand side. You know, just before that, Megan Sidey made a terrific save once again, just palming it out, and then falls to McInerney again, and she just whips it in with her left foot in swinger, and it's Agnew just a flick on, just obviously of the goalkeeper, and Megan just couldn't get to it there. It just came at her so quick.
Murphy Agnew with her second goal of the campaign. She scored a hat-trick against Aberdeen in a 13-0 success last season. She's come back to haunt the Dons once again this afternoon. The champions with the lead. Here's Hayes looking for Ashford Clifford on the far side. Away by Black. Kavanagh. Inside to Hayes. And Ashford Clifford once again involved. Amy Black will have a difficult afternoon, that's for sure. Noonan. As Madison Finney for company. As Emily Craft looks to try and win the ball back for the home side. Once again, Celtic have it. Gallagher drops down into support, whips the good ball in. It's cleared away. And again, Aberdeen with a lot of defending to do inside the opening stages of this one. Celtic with the lead, and at the moment Celtic on top. It's going to be a long afternoon for Aberdeen.
Yeah, absolutely. I think obviously the way the game started, the way Celtic are keeping possession of the ball, you can just see Aberdeen, they're defending very deep at times and trying to get numbers around the ball, but I think that's the way the game will pan out.
Here's Noonan looking to latch onto that through ball. Murphy Agnew buzzing around inside the 18-yard box. In from for Clifford. Cleared away. Screams a handball, but Caitlin Hayes drills it towards goal. And once again, Megan Sidey with the save. And a fantastic save to keep Celtic at bay.
Absolutely, it was a terrific save by Megan Sidey. She's been called upon, half a dozen times so far early in the opening 10 minutes of this game, and she pulls off a tremendous save there. It just obviously ricocheted out to the edge of the box, and Caitlin Hayes got her shot off, and I'm sure it was maybe come off in McInerney, but then obviously the follow-up, and it was a fantastic save. But it's a difficult times here for Aberdeen.
Yeah, a real storm for Aberdeen to try and contend with, and that's not talking about the weather conditions overhead. Another corner for the visitors. Summer signing Signe Carsons, who will go across to the far side to take this one.
Especially in these weather conditions, you'd be wanting in swingers, wouldn't you, Ian? You would just be obviously wanting to put it right on top of Megan Sidey, put it right in towards the goal, and you can obviously see now why it's Carsons that's taking it from the right hand side.
In from Carsons, away by Ogilvie. Kavanagh, Ashford, Clifford, clips back inside. Aberdeen managed to scramble a ball away to safety, or do they? Carsons. Celtic keep coming. As Amy Black tries to keep the ball in place, she does very well, but it's just relentless in the early stages for the home side.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be like this throughout the game, but what Aberdeen will take confidence from, that's three corners they've conceded, and they've managed to defend all three, and we know how dangerous and how attacking Celtic can be at corners, especially when you've got the likes of Caitlin Hayes and Kelly Clark there in the box going and attacking it. So you've got to take little snippets from the game when you're a team like Aberdeen coming up against a full-time team at Celtic and SWPL champions. You've got to take the game in stages and try and take confidence from it.
Aberdeen kept their first clean sheet on Wednesday. They did have two really big defeats in the opening two games, away to Hibs and at home to Rangers. Rangers hit Aberdeen for 11. So far Celtic with one as Smith looks in field. Aberdeen clear, only as far as McInerney, who gets his shot away, and it's well held again by Megan Sidey.
Yeah, it was a great shot by McInerney there. We were speaking about the game before the game kicked off, Ian, about just how attacking Celtic have set up. They've obviously got Nuna up top along with Agnew and McInerney supporting that from the number 10 role, and Amy Gallagher just alongside her. So it's a real attacking team and attacking lineup that Celtic have gone for today.
Here's Carsons, under pressure from Aberdeen captain Stewart. Celtic once again with possession all the way forward, and it's cut out by Niamh Noble, who scored her first Aberdeen goal in the 2-0 win over Montrose midweek. That long ball can only find a green and white jersey. Here's Smith. Jenny Smith driving down this right hand side. Murphy Agnew for company. Niamh Noble, in fact it was Nicola Jameson, they got the block in. Agnew once again, now Hayes tries the 1-2 and goes behind for the goal kick.
I'm sure that won't be the first time we see Caitlin Hayes up in and around the box attacking. She likes to drift forward, but it's a bit tight about picking your moments when to go forward, just to make sure you don't leave obviously your team short at the back. And we can be seen early on from Emily Craft how dangerous she can be if you give her obviously chances in that time and space.
Must be so problematic at the moment for Aberdeen because of that really attacking Celtic setup, and then the centre half from Celtic getting involved as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And she's a huge threat. You know, Caitlin Hayes, she's very comfortable on the ball. She's very tactical, technical, she's comfortable in possession, you know, and not obviously just in the air. We've seen how dangerous she is aerially, but when the ball's at her feet also, she's very intelligent, very clever, and she can certainly pick out a pass, and she's not scared to drift forward.
Jameson with the block for Aberdeen. As Thompson tries to get involved. McInerney loses out, and Emily Clark might be in here. Racing through a goal. Tries the daisy cutter along the ground, and it trickles wide of Lisa Rogers' goal.
We were just speaking about that there, Ian, weren't we? If, obviously, Canova on the left-hand side and Caitlin Hayes here on the right-hand side. If they do drift forward, it leaves Kelly Clark exposed in a 1v1 situation with Emily Craft. And for me, Emily Craft, she does look a danger, doesn't she? She does look dangerous, and if you give her that time and space, but I think that was just the wrong option.
Agnew cutting in field, and Gover with a vital interception there, because there was bodies lined up in that 6-yard box ready to tap in. Corner for the visitors. Elena Sadiku very happy with how her side have started this one. Intent on causing problems for Aberdeen as the ball comes into the 6-yard box once again. And Megan Sidey is under a bit of pressure there. I think the home players appealing for a free kick.
Yeah, I actually think that came off Caitlin Hayes last. I think that's maybe why the Aberdeen players are reacting to it as well. I'm sure it was Caitlin Hayes that obviously got on the end of it first.
Celtic corner once again, says the referee Duncan Nicholson. In from the left boot. Oh, that one very nearly almost snuck in at the back post there.
Yeah, that was so close, but we did speak about it, the previous corner there that Celtic had. You'd be looking obviously for that in-swinger, wouldn't you, especially with the weather conditions. You'd just be looking to put the ball on top of Megan Sidey, and it just puts pressure under straight away. But what's that, 5 corners I think I've counted so far, and Celtic haven't scored from one yet.
Here's Hayes. Now Jenny Smith. Hive of activity down this right-hand side for Celtic so far. She's got Agnew for company. Hayes once again involved. In goes the cross. Gallagher unable to get the better of Gover. Now Agnew whips it in. Ashford Clifford lurking towards the back post area as Aberdeen get it clear. So important for Aberdeen. We've talked already about how they've been under the cosh inside the opening 15 minutes or so of this one, but so importantly just weather the storm and keep Celtic at bay, keep it at 1-0 just now.
Yeah, as I says, and you've got to take the game in stages. You know, if you've got to obviously go for maybe 15-minute periods, obviously how well can we do the first opening 15 minutes? Yeah, of course, they've conceded that goal, then they go again. How did they react in the next 15 minutes? And you have to do that, especially when you're playing against a team like Celtic. You know, they are so attacking. They're playing really well at the moment, and those Celtic players are fighting for starting positions, especially with the big Champions League games coming up. You know that the players are hungry, they want to go and play in games like that and stake a claim and within that starting 11. So it's difficult for Aberdeen, but as I said, got to just take a game in stages, and as you said also, Ian, ride the storm and stay in the game as long as possible and try and frustrate Celtic. And I think the weather at times will obviously disturb the play. That I don't think it'll be free flowing, especially with this wind.
Grey skies overhead here at the Balmoral Stadium. The only thing we haven't had in the hour or so we've been here is rain, and no doubt those rain clouds may well be about to be the commentator's curse, as I mentioned, the lack of rain. Who knows? Aberdeen meantime have a throw-in over on the far side. Up to Kraft, who's been involved in the opening stages of this one, and a real good chance early on for Aberdeen. Now Kavanagh gets going for Celtic. Lovely through ball. Agnew, Cersei Noonan involved. And Aberdeen mop up through Eva Thompson. Black looks for Kraft on the right hand side. There's little sprouts of positivity there in the Aberdeen ranks, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's just obviously when they gain possession of the ball, it's just about trying to find that right pass and trying to keep the ball as long as possible. It was a good idea from Annie Black down that right hand side to obviously try and play it up the line for Emily Kraft to make that run down the outside of Kelly Clark, but it's just that execution, it's just that quality on the ball.
Hayes once again skipping forward. Now Smith, and it comes from Smith, and well held again by the goalkeeper. Summer edition from Dundee United. It's made her debut in that 11-0 defeat to Rangers. Recovered on Wednesday with the first clean sheet. And so far, Megan Sidey has been heavily involved in this one. The champions lead by a goal to 0.
Yeah, she's made terrific saves so far early on in this game, hasn't she? As you said, she's certainly been called upon, but you can see obviously when Celtic were putting crosses in, she's still brave and she's confident, she's willing to come off her line and put herself in there, and when you see any goalkeeper doing that, it's certainly easy to pressure from your defence, and you've got a goalkeeper as confident as that.
Black with the throw-in. Flicked on by Ogilvie. Now Hannah Stewart. Back again with Ogilvie. Crafts in the box, and it comes. I think get it clear. And that's good effort towards goal. Lisa Rogers had it well watched all the way.
Yeah, that was good play from Aberdeen there. It was positive, looking to get on the ball, and Hannah Stewart involved, Emily Kraft involved, and then you had Innes just having that shot at goal. So they've got to take advantage of those situations, and it's about then, as I said, about executing it. It's about having quality on the ball and what you can do with it when you have it.
Kavanagh. Ogilvie stands up to the challenge well. Emily Kraft is on her way. She's got support with Francesca Ogilvie. Celtic turnover possession once again. Hayes out to Ashford Clifford. Green and white hoops stream forward in support, but Ogilvie stands up well again on that right hand side, winning the battles, causing problems for Sinead Carsons this time. And that's what you want when you're up against it. You want someone to get in there and get the challenges, win possession back for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think when you see one player do that, it seems to filter through the rest of the team, and you've seen obviously Ogilvie doing that, but just before that it was Celtic who were swarming around the Aberdeen players, around Emily Kraft, to try and win possession back as quick as possible, and then you see Ogilvie then having that reaction to win the ball back, and you have to do that. You've got to get close to the Celtic players and try and force their head down and force them into a mistake. But as you said, as soon as you see one player going into a challenge and being aggressive and physical, it seems to filter through the rest of the team.
Ashford Clifford, wonderful switching ball. Now Jenny Smith showed too much to Innes. Celtic have the throw. Smith inside to Kavanagh, did well to ride the challenge of Kraft. Now Gallagher, Murphy Agnew. Gallagher works the ball into the box, looking for Maria Akineni. Back with Kavanagh and Captain Clark. Celtic with Hayes. Smith. Lovely flowing move, good ball in, two, and that's the second goal of the afternoon, and it's Amy Gallagher sliding in. Celtic double their advantage with Amy Gallagher rounding off a fine move from the champions. Aberdeen 0, Celtic 2.
Yeah, it was a terrific move, and it's Smith that was providing the dangerous cross in there, but for me that's a terrific run from Amy Gallagher, coming for number 10 role from that middle of the pitch, breaking the lines and being brave enough to get in there, and she's managed just to slide in with her left foot, managed to get on the end of it, to take obviously the lead to 2-0. But what you can see, the reaction there, Ian, from the Celtic players is how quickly they get the ball back from the goal. You know, they've done it the first goal that they'd scored, and you can see how important and goal difference will be come the end of the season.
Yeah, we mentioned goal difference before kick-off, so important, perhaps come the end of the season. Celtic then leading by 2-0. Amy Gallagher also scored a hat-trick against Aberdeen last year in a stunning 13-0 victory. Murphy Agnew was also a hat-trick scorer in that one, and both are on the score sheet here at the Balmoral Stadium so far this afternoon. The champions with the corner. Whipped into the 6-yard box, a real coming together. Handball goes the shout from the home players. Here's Smith. Clifford. Switch to the right-hand side. Trying to dance her way in. Neve Noble stands up. Too much for the referee's liking. And Celtic have the free kick.
Yeah, I think Aberdeen players were just reacting there, obviously towards the referee, that they didn't get that handball shout that came off one of the Celtic players when that corner came in, and we've seen the frustrated figures out there. You know, you've seen obviously Innes trying to pull back, Ashford Clifford unsuccessful, and then of course Noble managed to get round her and slightly obviously pull her back. It was a foul, but it's a silly foul to give away in a dangerous area.
In comes a free kick from Leah McInerney, watched all the way by Megan Sidey. It's a big bounce off the surface and into the gloves of the Aberdeen goalie. Ogilvie trying in vain to keep the ball in on the far side.
What was it you were saying about the rain, Ian?
Rain. It was imminent, that's for sure. It has duly arrived in the Granite City. Those big rain clouds above us have well and truly arrived. As the rain now will add an extra element to the conditions here. It's been windy pretty much throughout the whole of the game so far. A Celtic link up down this right hand side. McInerney inside to Smith, gets away from Noble. Carson's wants it from McInerney, shows too much though to Kraft. Here's Smith inside to Clark. Kavanagh. Everyone in Celtic colours other than the goalkeeper in the Aberdeen half at the moment. The Celtic battle for possession back. It's cleared away by Innes, only as far as Hayes. Celtic still have it as Maria McInerney goes for goal. That one always curling away. And over the crossbar it goes.
Yeah, I think there's quite a few shots that McInerney's had already from outside the box, but that one certainly was close. And you have to take advantage of that, especially when that wind is coming right behind her. She just couldn't quite get enough curl on it, but it was closer than actually thought. From here I thought it actually looked like it was going to go in, but you have to take advantage of those, obviously, the weather conditions out there, especially how difficult it's going to be for Celtic in the second half, you know, when they're fighting against the wind.
Noonan. Clifford. Celtic trying to up the tempo and add a third. Aberdeen stand up well through Madison Finney. Here's Caitlin Hayes. Looks up, sends the ball straight down the middle of the pitch. Cersei Noonan. thought about going for it. And the Aberdeen goalie, the inside he comes to claim. Ogilvie. No joy on the left-hand side. Gallagher. Kavanagh for Celtic. Now Carsons. And Hayes. Smith back to Hayes. Inside to Kelly Clark, who had her own chant by the Celtic supporters moments ago, celebrating appearance number 300. Clifford linking up with Gallagher. Back inside to Ashford Clifford, who goes towards goal. And the final touch, the referee says it came off an Aberdeen jersey, and Celtic have yet another first half corner.
Yeah, we can see how dangerous, we've seen how dangerous Ashford Clifford was on Wednesday night when she cuts in on her right hand side on her right foot, her weaker foot. She's always looking to get a shot away there.
Carsons goes short. Ashford Clifford blocked. Aberdeen eventually get the ball away to safety.
See Celtic there just trying to change up the corners. You know, they haven't quite been successful so far in this game in terms of the in-swinger. Just obviously looking to change the angle, taking it short there and getting Ashford Clifford then to try and, you know, whip it in with her left foot. Just to change that angle, as I said, to try and make it more of an out-swinger, but it was good defending from Aberdeen. As I said, the Aberdeen players have got to get close to Celtic players, get their head down, force them into mistakes, try and win possession back.
Aberdeen do win it back, and it's Emily Clark trying to stretch the Celtic defence. She's got company with Ogilvie, screaming for the ball down this near side. Caitlin Hayes does what she does best. Stand up, win the ball back, and here comes Celtic with Ashford Clifford. Forward for Agnew, who gets a flick on it. And not enough to divert it goalwards. Yeah, moments for Aberdeen when they're going forward. Kraft looks lively, but again, you're up against a back three, very experienced back three as well.
Absolutely, no, it was a good chance again, but for me, when you're up against Caitlin Hayes in that 1v1 situation, you can obviously just see the stature. They're very similar almost, but Caitlin Hayes was just too strong, too clever for her. You know, she was just waiting for that moment, timing her tackle, timing her challenge, and getting her arm up and getting across Kraft, and it's quite clever how she came out with the ball also. Caitlin Hayes, and then she manages to find a successful pass. But yeah, Emily Kraft has been lively. She looks like an exciting player from Aberdeen, but it's just about getting support to her.
Kraft grabbed her first goal on Wednesday night. The second in that one of her Montrose. As Nicola Jameson has a bit of mopping up to do for the home side. On a wet, blustery day in Aberdeen, Niamh Noble with the throw-in. No way through for Ogilvie. It's Carsons. Helps it on to Smith. Aberdeen get it clear. Only as far as Hayes. Now Clark. Inside to Kavanagh. Ashford Clifford. Good ball into the box. Caitlin Hayes with a header! And not too far away. Inches away from number 3.
Wow, that was quite an incredible effort there from Caitlin Hayes. And you'd actually just seen Ashford Clifford when she was on the ball. She just had that glance up, and when you see Caitlin Hayes making that run from obviously that centre back position, you've got to put it in the box. You have to put it in the box, but it was a terrific cross in from her and from Ashford Clifford there. But what a golden opportunity that was, and what a fantastic effort. It's just inches over the crossbar.
Real pinpoint header from Caitlin Hayes. Vicious looking header as well, but helped on probably, no doubt. I know we've mentioned it a lot, probably by the wind.
Yeah, absolutely. It's maybe just carried it up. Obviously the flight of the ball, just over the crossbar. It's actually inches just over the crossbar, but what a goal that would have been.
Here come the visitors once again with Hayes. Carsons. Like Kavanagh involved. Noonan. Ashford Clifford delivers straight into the gloves though of Sidey. So many options once again. Caitlin Hayes in amongst that 18-yard box as well. Not too many times you see a centre half, you know, advancing that far forward so often.
No, absolutely not. And especially a game like this, you have to take advantage of that. You know, you can see obviously Kelly Clark in the back line there and Kavanagh. You know, they're quite comfortable defending the situations if it ever arises up against Emily Craft. It's a 2v1, so they're quite happy to let Caitlin Hayes go up top. But as I said before, she has to pick the right moment. She has to obviously time those and obviously not to leave her team short at the back. But no, it's not very often you see a centre back drifting forward so many times in one game.
She's heavily involved. Here she is once again. They're inside to Sydney Carsons. Tries to find a way through this Aberdeen rear guard as Murphy Agnew takes over. Runs straight into Niamh Noble as Noonan tries to chip that one in. Amy Gallagher thought about the run and instead it skips all the way through to Aberdeen goalie. Celtic with the advantage here at the Balmoral Stadium. The champions lead Aberdeen by 2-0. And well worth it of their 2-0 lead as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they've been really comfortable in possession. You know, we have obviously seen spells, the threat that Aberdeen certainly have, with Emily Craft up top, but you know, they've defended extremely well at times, Aberdeen, to try and obviously keep the scoreline down. We've seen Megan Sidey pull off some terrific saves also, and there's another set piece here for Celtic. They've defended extremely well at those corners. We've obviously seen how dangerous it can be from last season, the threat that Celtic have, and we've seen obviously the header from Caitlin Hayes previously, then from that Ashford Clifford cross in. But they have to take confidence from it. They've just got to obviously ride out a storm and try and get themselves out obviously to half time, not conceding any more goals.
In comes the corner, all the way towards the back post, headed back across the face of goal, eventually cleared by Aberdeen. And there's a knock inside the box there as the clearance came out, and the referee Duncan Nicholson has stopped the game. Caitlin Hayes is sitting back up.
Yeah, she'll just have to take a few minutes here just to get herself together. I think it was when the Aberdeen player went to obviously clear it and win the header. I think there's obviously just been a collision inside the box, but especially with a head knock, we've seen obviously the head knocks against obviously last week with the Rangers and Partick Thistle game. You've got to be extremely cautious.
Caitlin Hayes back up on her feet. No medical attention required for the Celtic defender. And the referee Duncan Nicholson will start the game with the restart. Carsons and Kavanagh. Celtic have been relentless in this first half. Here they come again with Hayes, trying to skip her way through. Gallagher's involved. Now Hayes once again. Clark. McInerney. Patient for Celtic, with Aberdeen putting everyone behind the ball with Kavanagh. Carsons. Infield again to McInerney. Hayes has stayed forward. Now Agnew. Agnew sliding the ball into the box, almost falling kindly for Ashford Clifford. It might fall for Gallagher, and Aberdeen clear.
Craft, I mean, she's got to do better there, hasn't she, when the ball's pinged up to her? You know, your job as a number 9, he's got to try and retain possession. Can the ball stick?
Here's Ashford Clifford skipping in off that left-hand side. Hayes. Hayes gets the 1-2, tries to poke it through into the direction of Ashford Clifford. Aberdeen managed to get the ball out through Jamieson. Thumping clearance from Covert, just to take some pressure off this Aberdeen rearguard, but Celtic come again. It's a patient build-up before Kavanagh tries to find a way through. Carsons, Hayes. Now Carsons looking for the run of Noonan. Oh. That was a touch from myself in the background. If you didn't hear that, I've obviously not lost it. Never had it in the first place. Didn't know what to do there when the ball came at me. I should have left it to you, Emma.
Well, no, I should have actually pushed out the way, get Madden up.
Here comes Celtic, trying to burst away through. Cesar Noonan went down. Play on, says the referee, and Maria McInerney volleys at goal and lashes it wide.
I think that was a careless challenge there from Ogilvie, just at the edge of the box. I think that could have actually been given. Hopefully we can see it again here, Ian. But no, just after that situation there, after that transitional play, it was McInerney. You know, she just lashes at it, and it's just miles away. You know, nowhere near on target. But if that's just a dangerous challenge here that Ogilvie done at the edge of the box.
Yeah, there's the challenge from Ogilvie. It was rash. Nicholson rightly so played on. The Celtic had the opportunity. They'll have another opportunity now with Hayes. Nice link up on the edge of the box, able to pick out Noonan. Janie Smith will have a go though. In from Smith. Away by Noble. Ogilvie is there to help out. Smith stands up, wins the ball back. And it's captain Hannah Stewart back deep in her own half to help out. Kraft loses out to Carsons. Caitlin Hayes will skip inside. Noonan's made an incisive run, but it's behind for the goal kick, and Kraft's taken a sore one down in front of us, Emma.
No, it was obviously good defending there from Celtic. You know, Kelly Clark was standing strong, just not allowing her to turn it, which allowed then Carsons to come in front of Emily Craft and take nick the ball from her and start obviously that attacking play from Celtic.
Clifford looking for Gallagher inside. Aberdeen get it clear. Every time Aberdeen clear it, just always comes back the way it came.
Yeah, it's just little waves of attack for Aberdeen now, then they're having to defend them.
Clifford with the ball in. Into the side netting it goes, but it took a touch and it's diverted behind for the corner. Incidentally, just if you do see in your picture when Signe Carsons goes over to take this corner, the corner flag's been like that since we arrived. It's not, it's not how bad the wind is. I passed it on the way into the ground, honestly. In from Carsons. Good ball in as well. Desperate for anyone in green and white to take advantage. Smith, Gallagher.
I think actually at times with those set pieces from Celtic, from the corners when they're in swinging, I think you've just got to take a little bit off the pace of it. You don't have to put so much pace and power in your cross, because the wind's obviously just drifting and taking it in.
Smith, good ball into the box, bouncing and difficult for Aberdeen to clear. Carsons wins it back. Once again, Carsons involved. Now McInerney out to Ashford Clifford, who's been a real thorn in the Aberdeen side so far. Nice ball in from Kavanagh. Just too much on it though.
Yeah, I was expecting actually Ashford Clifford just to whip in across here, because Caitlin Hayes was still staying up top, staying within that box. You know, for me, she's looking obviously to try and get on the score sheet. She's been very eager and drifting forward. not just in set pieces, but obviously when it's open play, those transitional plays, she's getting herself involved.
Gover. The ball for Kraft to chase, but once again marshalled out by Caitlin Hayes. And even if Emily Kraft does get some joy against Hayes, there's so many Celtic jerseys around to contend with. She's lacking support up there when Aberdeen do get a sniff of it.
Yeah, she is, and especially when you've got Carson's, she's just sitting in front of the back three, and as you said, any time the ball goes up top and the back three of Celtic having to defend, Carson's is there and about to helping them out, and that's what you expect and you want from your holding midfielder in that position.
Here's Kavanagh out to Ashford Clifford. In from Clifford, it's Hayes again with the header, this time over the crossbar. Great ball once again from Clifford, and Caitlin Hayes knows she really has to hit the target with that one.
Yes, she does. That's a wicked cross. That's a tremendous cross from the left hand side once again, but the Aberdeen had just done enough, just to obviously try and put Caitlin Hayes off there, but she's certainly getting closer and closer to getting her name on that score sheet.
Ogilvie searching for Innes over on the far side, unable to keep it in play just in front of the home dugout. Stuart Glennie in interim charge after Colin Bell stepped away from the club after 2 games in charge on Monday. A surprise for you, seeing Colin Bell leave so early into the season?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously the statement had said that it was for personal reasons, so we're entirely unsure obviously from that, but it's certainly a difficult time for Aberdeen. It would be a difficult summer for them in the first place, trying to have to recruit a new manager, trying to recruit players and attract players up to Aberdeen, especially when they are in a still part-time basis, and now it's even more difficult.
There's a chance for Amy Gallagher, sent through by Noonan. And the goalkeeper out with a big block. In from Clifford once again from Gallagher. Flicked onto the roof of the net. Sorry, Emma.
No, that's okay. That was a terrific save again by Megan Sidey. She's having such a good game so far. But no, just speaking about obviously the Aberdeen situation and where they find themselves. They've obviously come through that storm during the summer, having to recruit a new manager and trying so hard to recruit players and attract players on a part-time basis, and then after 2 games your manager's then having to leave and they find himself back at the beginning again. But it's so difficult for teams like Aberdeen. I'm sure we spoke about it off air, Ian, about how do you attract players, how do you get players to come up to Aberdeen, especially when it's part-time, and even more so now when they don't have a manager.
A lot to ponder for Aberdeen. Off the field, on the field, they've got a lot to contend with as well as they trail Celtic by 2-0. Nicola Jamieson tidying up at the back. It's a Celtic side who are 2 goals to the good. Should and could have scored a lot more this afternoon. They look intent on adding to their tally. It's Hayes, plays in McEnany. The ball just bobbles up on the surface. And it's a let-off for the time being for the home side.
In situations like that, Megan Sidey, exactly what she's doing here, it's just taking her time to get the ball back in play, which obviously disturbs the game plan and that intensity levels that Celtic want to play at. Because what would be perfect for Aberdeen right now is getting themselves in at half-time, just conceding the 2 goals.
Yeah, especially as we've talked through it about the conditions. The conditions will be perhaps, if they stay the same as the first half, tougher for Celtic in the second.
Yeah, of course it will be. It will be obviously harder for Celtic to try and have that full attacking play, what you like to do to try and keep the ball on the ground, and that link-up play, the combination play that they like to play in and around the box, and not just that, the crosses. A Celtic team do like to put the ball in the box, which rightly so, especially when you're playing with 2 strikers. Nuna and Agnew, you have to get the ball into the box, and then you've got Amy Gallagher backing it up and McInerney.
Here's Hayes. Lovely sliding ball. Agnew looking for Gallagher. Now Smith and Gallagher trying to link up. To no avail as we head towards half time, with Aberdeen with a lot to do in the second half. They trail Celtic by 2-0. As we approach the last few moments of the first 45, where Celtic have been dominant throughout. In fact, there is the half-time whistle from the referee, Duncan Nicholson. Celtic have dominated the opening 45 minutes of this one. Murphy Agnew and Amy Gallagher with the goals for the Hoops. And they're in cruise control at the Balmoral Stadium. Half-time here, Aberdeen 0, Celtic 2. Welcome back to the Balmoral Stadium in Aberdeen. Both teams back out, ready for action. Aberdeen against Celtic. Aberdeen trailing by 2-0. And Celtic have made the changes as well. And we're just trying to get some confirmation of who's come off for Celtic. But meantime, Hannah Kerner, Matilda Carsons and Natalie Ross have come on for Celtic. There are 2 goals to the good at half time and 3 changes for the visitors. Saoirse Noonan coming off, Ashford Clifford coming off, and so too Maria McInerney. Three real live wires in that first 45 minutes, Emma Black.
Yeah, big changes. It's a brave call, obviously, for the manager to do that. She's quite known to change her team very often, isn't she? There was so many changes coming into this game in the first place, and then at half time making that decision. I thought Ashford Clifford was tremendous in the first half. Yeah, she played on Wednesday night also, so it could be a matter of tailoring her, obviously, game time. She knows she had that horrific injury of her ACL, so you've obviously got to watch her, how many minutes she plays, especially the travel up here as well. And of course, I think McInerney, she's used to playing that number 9 position, well, there she played the number 10 in the first half, and she just wasn't clicking.
Here's Matilda Carsons going for goal. Her first involvement is to force a save from Megan Sidey, who was busy throughout the first 45 minutes, and it's more of the same in the second half for the Aberdeen goalie.
Yeah, great save. Megan's just picked herself up where she was from the first half. Fantastic save. There's been a bright start, obviously, from Matilda coming on there, but yeah, just speaking about the changes, it just wasn't quite clicking from McInerney in the first half. Just slightly out of position in the first half, playing that number 10 rather than up top.
And it comes from the near side, and it's Caitlin Hayes again involved with the header. This time looping way over the crossbar. 2 close headers in the first 45 minutes, and the aerial threat of Caitlin Hayes is very much still there for the home side.
Yeah, she's a massive threat for Celtic, but it'll be interesting to see how she does the second half. Of course, against the wind, will she obviously drift up into those forward positions?
Miss Hannah Kerner. Like Kavanagh in the field, giving the ball away to Kraft. First time ball for Stewart. Aberdeen were lively inside the first 30 seconds of this one. And here they go again. Innes just showing too much to Kavanagh. And with the help of Kerner, Celtic will get going once again. Gallagher already on the score sheet this afternoon. Ross. Agnew. Ross looking for a way through. Out to Smith. And it comes and finds the back of the net. And what a strike from Jenny Smith. Perhaps a little bit wind assisted, but take nothing away from the delivery. Megan Sidey with absolutely no chance in the goal, and Celtic treble their lead.
Oh, that was a terrific strike, but I'm not quite sure she actually meant that, Ian. I think it's more intended for a cross, and then obviously the winds were spoke about the weather conditions already during this game, but it was certainly a wicked cross into the box, and the winds just caught it and just drifted over Megan Sidey into the far post against the side netting, and you can actually see from Jenny Smith's reaction that she obviously did not mean that. She looked shocked, but of course great start for Celtic this second half, and they want to obviously add to this goal tally.
It's so difficult to predict the way that this is going at the moment. We thought it might cause problems for Celtic in the second half going forward, but again, just the elements helping them a little bit with that one. Jenny Smith with a double last year here at the Balmoral Stadium. She's got a goal this afternoon. It's Celtic's third, and Elena Sadiku's side want more as Colette Kavanagh is stopped in her tracks.
Yeah, I think Jenny Smith has started the season extremely well, extremely bright. Previously from last season, she's more of a central player, playing through the middle for Celtic, but she's taken up that wing-back role on the right-hand side. She's doing so well going forward. She's putting in wicked crosses and supporting the play, and it'll be interesting to see how she does when we come up against a team, a top 3 team like the likes of Rangers or even Glasgow City, how well she does defend in situations, because it's mostly we see Celtic here as attacking.
Gallagher trying to find Smith. Ross will help out. Hayes on to Smith. Smith with the delivery. Anna Kerner was lurking at the back post. Well, Jenny Smith impressed during the first 45 minutes as well. She set up the Amy Gallagher's goal and was a real kind of constant threat. We talked a lot about Ashford Clifford down the left, but down the right she was a constant threat for Aberdeen. Yeah,
she has been, and do you know, Ian, she was exactly the same on Wednesday night. When I was covering the game on Wednesday night, Celtic up against Motherwell. As soon as she gets half a yard, she's just looking to get the ball out of her feet and put in a cross, and we did say and speak about it, you have to get the ball into the box, if you're playing within this Celtic team, especially when they have the 2 strikers up top. They've got the support play from the opposite wing back, and you've got the 2 number 10s. You've got to get the ball into the box to give the players opportunities to get on the end of it.
Sydney Carson's linking up with her twin sister Matilda. Summer signings for the champions. Noble with the throw-in for Aberdeen. Forward to Kraft, both goal scorers on Wednesday, and Aberdeen's first victory of the campaign. At the moment, Aberdeen staring down a defeat here. Celtic leading by 3-0. It's Kavanagh. Finds Hayes. Out to Smith. Ross. Hayes continues her run. Gets into the box. Caitlin Hayes. And just runs out of options. The ball bobbling up as she tried to get it under control. Now Carson's. To Smith. Ross. Turns away from Ogilvie. Smith once again involved, and Jamieson comes across to concede the corner.
Yeah, that was good defending there from Jamieson on that occasion. She's also just sussed out the danger, especially when Noble's just slightly caught out of position there in that left back. Jamieson, you want your centre half to drift across to try and close the play down, and that's exactly what she's done.
Kavanagh across to take corner. Celtic's second of the second half. In from Kavanagh. Dangerous looking ball. Captain Kelly Clark was in attendance. Able to get anything on it.
No, you can see Celtic, what they're trying to do again is that in swingers. And you have to take advantage of the weather conditions. We know we've continued to speak about it throughout this game, but it's obviously going to be a telling factor. We've seen obviously Jenny Smith's goal, how much of an impact it has.
Carson's no way through. Goes into the tackle with Innes. Amy Black. Hooked on by Innes. Kraft. It's the ball away from Kavanagh, but here's Ross for Celtic. No way through, cleared by Finney. Carson's. Ross. Nice looking ball. From Agnew. Is Aberdeen clear? Clark gets the head on it. Clark Kraft picks up the scraps. But Caitlin Hayes for company. And Caitlin Hayes does ever so well to win the ball back and close down an Aberdeen attack.
Just terrific defending again, wasn't it, from Caitlin Hayes? She just makes it look so easy, Bodo, doesn't she? You know, Emily Kraft had obviously managed to try and pick up the second ball, and it dropped off Kelly Clark, and you've got Caitlin Hayes, you know, breathing down your neck, and she's just so good at defending in those situations. She likes that battle, Caitlin Hayes. She likes having that 1v1 situation and coming close to players.
Kavanagh in a battle with Innes in the midfield. Here is Hayes once again. Carson's. Aberdeen steal possession back. It's Kraft once again. Now Stewart. Real opportunity for the home side. It's Hannah Stewart! Good save, Rogers. Hannah Stewart keeps it alive before Innes smashes it towards goal. Well, that's Aberdeen's first effort on target. And for a goalie who hasn't had an awful lot to do, she stood up well to make the save.
Yeah, she certainly did. It was good concentration levels from Rogers in goals there, but I think for Hannah Stewart, you can see what she's trying to do. She's trying to go across Rogers, but she just hasn't obviously quite got the right angle on it. But it was great play from Aberdeen. It's good, obviously, pressure in the middle of the park. You know, Aberdeen players in and around the Celtic players trying to win the ball, and then it obviously falls nicely for Hannah Stewart. But massive opportunity there to try and obviously get themselves back into the game. But excellent save by Rogers, as you said. She's not had anything to do throughout this game at all.
Here's Smith once again, lovely ball in, looking for Agnew, and Megan Sidey makes a heroic block. It took one in the face there, but the flag is up on the far side. It wouldn't have counted anyway.
That was actually really, really good goalkeeping there, wasn't it, from Megan Sidey? You know, you can see obviously Smith had acres of space down that right hand side again, but you know, Megan was quick off her line to suss out that danger. And that's what we spoke about her in the first half. She's willing to obviously take that risk, take that chance to come off her line to support obviously her defenders. But it was a brave decision to obviously make. But Celtic, Agnew just slightly offside.
Kavanagh sliding the ball forward for Amy Gallagher to chase. To the goalkeeper from Black. It's Hannah Innes. Battles again with Kavanagh down this right hand side. Hayes. And to Smith. As well to shield off the advances of Ogilvie and Noble. Hayes gets the ball into the box. Black's got company with Hannah Kerner. Does well. Stand up the challenge from Kerner. Here's Gallagher, inside to Hayes. Hayes rolls the ball into Carsons. And then Ross had a go. Kerner keeps the move alive. And fouls Amy Black in the process.
Yeah, that was good defending there from Black, wasn't it? I think she's done extremely well throughout this game so far. At times, of course, in the first half, Ashford Clifford was just too far away from her to get close to her to put her head down. But any time that Black has been in and around the Celtic players, she's been close enough. She's managed obviously to win the challenge and win the ball, and she's done well there. Just frustration from Kerner, wasn't it? Just obviously looking to throw her to the ground. But no, good defending. And Aberdeen, although they conceded the goal early on in the beginning of this half, they have responded well.
Here comes Sidey to claim. Parker trying to send Murphy Agnew through on goal. Clark with the header. Ross. Aberdeen gets some joy in the midfield through Thompson. As Carsons is fouled. Here's Caitlin Hayes. Smith. Ross on the far side gets the ball in from Matilde Carsons. Hayes does ever so well to jink away from the Aberdeen player on the far side, and it's a long ball into the box, and Megan Sidey has it watched all the way.
Sometimes I actually think that Caitlin Hayes should be a striker. you know some of the things that she does on the pitch. You know, it was clever play there. You know, that juggling, and then managed to obviously hit it over the Aberdeen player and get it at the other end, and then it's just that final ball there. I think the wind obviously just taking it through, just too much pace on it.
Another change for the champions. Already introduced 3 players at the interval. And Amy Gallagher, her afternoon is over. Job done for Amy Gallagher.
Yeah, she was live in the first half. She wasn't quite getting on the ball as much as she would like to, but of course we can see Shannon McGregor coming on here. I'd actually expected Shannon McGregor, when she signed for Celtic, to actually be playing more minutes. I know it's obviously only match day 4 so far in the SWPL, but I thought she'd have had a much more involvement within the Celtic team. But the side is just so competitive, and there's just so many players that obviously they can pick from.
Well, there's 4 changes so far. Sadiku made 5 changes coming into this one. It's a real luxury the Celtic manager has at the moment. And of course, they're winning games, they're scoring goals, so all as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's also difficult for a manager then to try and keep all of those players happy, isn't it? You know, we'll see how time will tell in terms of as the season goes on. But you know, it certainly is a luxury, and you have to have depth in your squad. There's no doubt about it. If you're obviously they're competing in the Champions League, they obviously want to try and retain this league title and obviously compete within the 2 cup competitions. So you have to have depth in your squad. You have to have that. Obviously for the risk of injuries and players on international duty, it's such a heavy schedule.
Hayes does well to keep the ball in play until the Carsons gets the ball under control. And it comes once again. Ross has made the run inside, and it's Shannon McGregor's first touch. Loops the ball back into the 6-yard box, and it's hooked off the line by Niamh Noble. Well, chaos inside the Aberdeen penalty area, and eventually they get it clear, but danger is still on. Smith rolls the ball into Agnew. Celtic come again. Drilled in. Jenny Smith made the run towards the penalty spot, looking to latch onto the ball, and it's behind for the corner.
Yeah, Celtic actually starting to pile on the pressure now, and I can't quite believe how the ball didn't go into the back of the net there. And we've seen obviously Noble managed to clear it off the line. There's of course no VER here, so that may have been called for there, but no, certainly obviously down at Aberdeen are defending extremely well on occasions. There's no doubt about that, especially with the amount of attacks Celtic have.
In comes the corner, and a tricky one for Anna Stewart to judge. Well, she turns it behind for another one. Colette Kavanagh will get a second bite at the cherry. In from Kavanagh, headed down by Hayes. And the referee has blown for the foul. Real carnage inside. Well, I know Celtic haven't been good enough from the corners or set places today, but every time the ball goes into that box, maybe with the wind as well, just an extra chaos factor in there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the second ball, it's the second phase of play, isn't it? No, Celtic, for me, definitely haven't been good enough in set pieces, not the way we're used to seeing them. They're always a huge threat, of course they are, with obviously the personnel that's within this starting 11, but Aberdeen, when it comes to the second phase, you can see how well Aberdeen are defending. They're putting bodies on the line. They're putting blocks in. They're trying to obviously stop the crosses coming in. They're trying to stop shots. Just trying to do anything and everything to obviously stop the ball going into the back of the net. And it's really pleasing to see, considering obviously this difficult time that the Aberdeen players are going through. Obviously they've got no manager, and obviously they've struggled with a few injuries. It's really pleasing to see, as I said, just to see that togetherness, that belief in each other, and still having that confidence to go out and obviously put a fight up.
Aberdeen has made a change with Hannah Innes going off. Darcy Miller has come on in her place. Scored 2 times for the Dons last year. First goal of the season for Darcy Miller would give them hope of a comeback, although Celtic dominant at the moment with that 3-0 lead. And always looking to add to the tally as well. Here they come again, it's Kavanagh. To Matilda Carsons. And Shannon McGregor. Carsons once again involved. Plays the 1-2. Matilda Carsons bearing down, goal! And finding the back of the net. A wonderful strike from Carsons. And Celtic make it 4.
That's an absolute outstanding strike from Carsons there. You know, I actually thought she had missed the opportunity. I thought she was going to slide in Shannon McGregor. She was screaming from it. Shannon just obviously on the edge of the box, but it was certainly a tidy finish from Carson. She's made an impact since obviously coming on at half time. Obviously within that number 9 role, up the sides playing with Agnew up top, and she's managed to get her name on the score sheet. But that's a tremendous finish. You know, just the way obviously she's managed to get over the ball, just that angle, give flight enough flight on the ball, just to get it over Megan Sidey and just drop in behind her. Excellent finish.
First goal in Celtic colours for Matilda Carsons. Her twin sister Signe Carsons already has a goal to her name. So Celtic have number 4. In a wind-swept Balmoral Stadium. It's Kavanagh. Tidies up against Darcy Miller. And here's Caitlin Hayes, probably the only player in Freedom who probably deserves a goal that hasn't already scored this afternoon for the amount of effort she's had on target.
Yeah, she's got to, for me, for the stats, looking at the stats, she's had the most efforts from a Celtic player and still not got her name on the score sheet, so she'll be disappointed. She loves to get the ball in the back of the net.
Offside against Hannah Kerner. He missed a large chunk of last season, had a really horrific injury, so it's great to see Kerner back. 3 sub-appearances, 4 including her appearance from the bench this afternoon. And Celtic not only showing their superior on the pitch, but their strength and depth of it as well, with the amount of options that Elena Saduku has at her disposal at the moment. Won a massive game at home last week against Glasgow City. Of course, they'll be plenty of more challenges as the season goes on. Here's McGregor, bursting forward. Matilda Carson rides the challenge of Finney. Now Kerner dances away from Amy Black. Signe Carsons. Kavanagh. Matilda Carsons with a lovely lily off. Caitlin Hayes is furthest forward. Ross gets the 1-2. Natalie Ross goes for goal and drills it wide. Oh, we expected the net to bulge there. Natalie Ross cutting in, and just when it looked like she was going to place the ball in the bottom right-hand corner, it goes wide.
Yeah, it's excellent play from Natalie Ross. Excellent link up, that combination play with Agnew, that 1-2. Anytime that Natalie Ross is on the ball, she's always looking for that bounce pass. She's always looking for it in return to create those triangles, to play round about any player that's in front of her. But she just dragged that shot awfully wide there.
Ross, nice turn in the midfield to create some space for herself. Back in possession once again. Carsons tries to flick it out towards Smith, who's switched positions with Hannah Kerner. Amy Smith will go down the left-hand side for Celtic. Hannah Kerner wants it on the far side. Now Matilda Carsons out to Kerner. Kerner gets into the box, hangs up the cross, and Amy Black tidies up at the back post.
That's a tremendous cross for me. It's an excellent decision making on the ball, especially when you come so close to that byline. You either want to dink it to the back post or pull it to the edge of the box. So it was a wise decision from Kerner there, just lifting it up and dinking it to the back post, and managed to obviously win Celtic another corner.
Celtic goes short. Agnew, back to Kavanagh. Agnew, lovely run inside. Celtic still have it. Agnew, Anna Stewart battling well for possession. And the captain steps in once again. And this time wins her side a throw it. It must be so difficult, for Aberdeen, because yes, okay, they're 4-0 down and they've had a tough afternoon against the conditions and of course against the champions, but when Celtic throw on, they keep throwing on subs now and freshening it up, and they're bringing on real quality as well. It's a difficult afternoon for Aberdeen, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is, and the players would have been made well aware of that. They've experienced it last season also, but this Celtic squad is even better than last season for me, in my opinion. They've obviously got the depth in the squad that you spoke about there, Ian. They're a full-time team, and they've got obviously the resources, and the resources are better in Aberdeen, and they've got the joys of having that selection of players to pick from. And especially when the players are playing midweek games, start of the season, you're just trying to find your feet. You're trying to obviously get up to match fitness, especially in competitive matches. It's okay playing pre-season games, but we know it's not quite the same, of course, as a competitive league game or any cup game at all. So difficult times for Aberdeen, there's absolutely no doubt about it, but the response from those players has been terrific, I think, for me, in my opinion. They've responded really well. They had that epic victory against Montrose on Wednesday, just gone past, and then they find themselves obviously coming up against a strong Celtic team. And as you said, Celtic made 5 changes going into this game, and then they've made so many substitutions already to freshen up the squad, so it's hard for them, there's no doubt about it, but they've got that togetherness, they've got that belief, and these players out there have got to stick together.
Jenny Smith will take the throw in. Shannon McGregor to Kavanagh and Clark. 300 games in the Celtic hoops for Kelly Clark. Looks like she's going to show victory on her 300th appearance for Glasgow Celtic. Kavanagh inside to Caitlin Hayes, and Sydney Carsons takes over. Johanna Kerner. She's been bright since coming on as a sub. Now Hayes bursting into the box, looking for Jenny Smith at the back post, and once again Amy Black there to mop up.
Yes, she's been terrific. We spoke about Black, how well she's been doing in this game, defending extremely well, but excellent positioning play from the back post there. She's seen obviously Jenny Smith is breathing down the back of her neck just to try and get on the end of that there, and it was Caitlin Hayes once again who was in that forward position, looking obviously to try and influence the play, to try and get herself involved.
Lisa Rogers mopping up at the back on her Celtic debut. Called into action in the second half, making a save from Hannah Stewart. Only real involvement. What a boost that will be, keeping a clean sheet on your debut. Not over yet though. Aberdeen have gone 3 years without scoring against Celtic. Celtic have scored 25 before this one without reply in games against Aberdeen. So far they're making that 29. Caitlin Hayes inside to Natalie Ross. Lovely ball into the box. Shannon McGregor was there, so too with other Carsons. Bobbles up. In fact, inside he had to be sharp. Jenny Smith is ready to pounce. How difficult it is, Emma, but when you consider they lost 11-0 to Celtic on the opening day of the season, okay, they're losing this afternoon here, but so important to keep the score down, but also they're maybe learning the lessons from that 11-0 defeat against Rangers, how to manage the games like this. Yeah,
absolutely. I think it's vitally important. Although they conceded the 11 goals the opening day of the season, you've got to learn from it. You've got to obviously learn from the mistakes. How can you obviously, you know, affect the game plan and affect the intensity levels that these teams want to play at? And I think they've done so well throughout this game on occasions. There's certainly no doubt about that. You don't want to be going in and playing against a team and conceding, you know, 8, 9, 10, 11 goals. Absolutely not. It does absolutely nothing for your morale whatsoever. But you've got to obviously try and turn around those performances, you know, try and disturb the play of Celtic. Can you keep the ball, keep possession of the ball at times? Just obviously the likes of obviously what Niamh Noble was doing there. You've got to try and frustrate them. There's no doubt about that. But it's obviously, we spoke about, it's for having that belief, it's having that togetherness within their squad, and Aberdeen are certainly displaying that.
Another change for the visitors as we head into the final 10 minutes or so of this one, with the Agnew. Her afternoon is over, and on comes Kit Laversky. 10 minutes to play, her first appearance of the season as well, someone who struggled with injury.
Yeah, she has been. I seen her on Wednesday night, and she was actually helping out with the Celtic media team doing some filming on Wednesday night, so it's great to see her obviously just a few days later managed to get a strip on and get herself on the bench and obviously onto the pitch here for the obviously final 10 minutes or so of the game.
Here's Hayes. First involvement for Laversky. There's Ross. Signe Carsons. Plenty of options going forward in green and white. As Matilda Carsons tries to slip the ball through for Laversky. And Aberdeen win the free kick. There's a wall of red pretty much every time Celtic pick up the ball. Kelly Clark there, just noticing, was the only player inside his own half. There's so many options, but Aberdeen really trying to make it really difficult for Celtic in the closing stages of this one.
Yeah, they certainly are, but Obviously we've seen Miller there do extremely well against Carsons to win obviously the foul and the free kick, but it's dangerous at times from Celtic. You know, you said that Kelly Clark's got in the middle of the pitch on her own defensively. If you've got a quality ball played up top and you've got the likes of Miller or Kraft breathing down your throat, you could leave yourself in a vulnerable situation at times.
Hayes, now Kerner, drifting in field, Hannah Kerner. Leversky for company. In from Leversky, Matilda Carsons was lurking. And Aberdeen get it clear. And Colette Kavanagh will once again go over and have a chance with the corner to keep the pressure on.
Celtic now just have got so much attacking options, haven't they? Just within their squad. Of course, Leversky getting herself back fit within obviously the squad, match day squad, and Kerner getting herself fit and obviously came on at half time and getting minutes under her belt. They've just got so many options now.
Kavanagh with the corner. Aberdeen get ahead on it. Celtic pick up the scraps. Kerner goes for goal, drills it towards goal, and well held by Megan Sidey.
Yeah, that was a comfortable take from Megan Sidey there. You'd expect your goalkeeper, you know, just to pluck that one out there. But you can see what Megan's doing each time she's got the ball, which is clever from her. It's game management. She's just delaying it, isn't she? And you can hear the referee was shouting at her there. But you know, it's clever. You've got to do all of those type of things to manage a game and try and obviously frustrate Celtic.
I'm sure there's a few in red that would wish she would hold on to it for longer, perhaps. It's been a challenging afternoon for the home side. Meanwhile, the champions, 4 goals to the good. Heading towards their 4th win of the campaign. Only conceding 1 goal in the process as well. That was against Motherwell on Wednesday night. Clean sheets against Dundee United and Glasgow City. So important at the back as well. And although Celtic haven't had an awful lot to do defensively, they've still been pretty much solid.
Yeah, they certainly have. Any times they've been called upon, you've seen the likes of Kelly Clark winning the battle with Emily Kraft or Hannah Stewart was going up against him.
Here's a long ball for Hayes into the box. McGregor is spilled by the goalkeeper and Carsons is onto it. And Aberdeen eventually get it clear. Only as far as Senior Carsons. Now Colette Kavanagh. Turning one way, then the other, then finding the way towards goal, and saved by Sidey. Spilled again, McCarson's on the rebound, and eventually it trickles on. And Matilda Carsons has a double. And Celtic have 5, although the referee is going across to speak with these linesmen on the far side, and the goal is being chalked off.
Yeah, I think he's given it offside there. It's just that scramble in the box. It was an excellent save by Megan Sidey to begin with. You know, she's just palmed it out, but she's palmed it out to a good position in terms of away from goal, down to her left-hand side to try and obviously get it so she's not there. But it was Carsons that obviously latched on to the end of it there. But obviously the linesman at that left-hand side, that far-away side there, is obviously calling off for offside.
Sidey restarts the game. Nicholson involved in a chat with Celtic captain Kelly Clark, explaining the decision on the halfway line whilst the game was being restarted. Incidentally spotted just at the half-time interval, Elena Sadiku far from happy with the match day referee, who urged the Celtic manager to head back to the dressing room. We'll no doubt find out perhaps what Elena Sadiku was unhappy about at the conclusion of this one. As Jamieson fires it forward, Darcy Miller is up against Hayes on the far side. And unfortunately loses out. Celtic have the goal kick.
You can actually just see how frustrated Celtic are getting in terms of not scoring as many goals as maybe they expected, can't you? Obviously you can see when they called that goal offside, you've seen the likes of Caitlin Hayes and Leversky and all the players running towards the linesman, and obviously made that decision.
Here's Leversky, waits for Kerner on the overlap, and Neve Noble stands up and turns the ball behind for the throw-in. Celtic are in a hurry to get going. Hayes. Inside to Carson, she lets fly. She's been tidy in possession, hasn't she, throughout Signe Carson? She's kept the game ticking over in the midfield.
Yeah, she has. I've been pleased with her. I was pleased with her on Wednesday night. That's the first time I'd actually seen her play, Ian. But even today, she's just sitting in front of that back three. She's very comfortable in possession. She's not scared to take the ball and start, obviously, the attacking play in tight areas when she's obviously get players in and round about her. But and you can see obviously there in that occasion there, that transitional play there, she was looking obviously to push forward to try and get a shot off, and I think it was actually on her weaker side, and it just sclaffed it rather wide there. But no, she's an intelligent player also. It's a big role. It's a big role for any player to play in that number 6 role, that holding position.
Black into the path of Emily Kraft. It's perhaps not been Emily Kraft's afternoon so far anyway, although she did grab her first goal on Wednesday. But I think as the season goes on, we should see a lot from Emily Kraft. She's impressed in spells in this one.
Yeah, she certainly has. She's slightly obviously changed her position this second half with Miller coming on. Emily Kraft has almost drifted into and just took a few steps back within that number 10 role, just behind Miller up top. So we haven't obviously seen her threats like we did in the first half.
Here's Hannah Stewart, rolls the ball inside. Thompson picks up, no way through as Natalie Ross makes the block. Finney skips away from Carsons. Leversky gives chase against Jamieson. Just catches Jamieson late. Leversky.
That's clever play from Aberdeen, wasn't it? Just obviously trying to kill the game, to obviously see out the clock. They're playing passes. Of course, they may have been taking some risks, Jamieson and Finney at the back line there, but they've got that bravery, they've got that confidence to go and obviously knock the ball around. And then, of course, they win the free kick, and it just takes more minutes off of Celtic having possession of the ball and having any real threat against them.
Taken by Jamieson, cleared away by Kavanagh. Tilda Carsons started the game on Wednesday alongside her twin sister. Gives it to Kavanagh, he overcooks it. And Aberdeen have the throw. Here's Darcy Miller in behind the Celtic rearguard. Miller looking to square. She had options with Ogilvie Kraft, and Kate Hayes turns on the ball, and instead of clearing, knocks it behind for a corner. Aberdeen with a chance here.
Yeah, they've got to take this opportunity. They've obviously got to take their time. They've obviously got the wind, which is certainly in their favour, but it's got to be a good delivery into the box.
Went near post, thumped away by Natalie Ross. Amy Black tries to keep the move alive and pumps the ball long. Rogers watches it all the way. Into the final minutes of this one. Celtic 4 goals to the good. Now showing the bravery, knocking the ball along the back line. Hayes picks up possession on the far side into Ross. Turns to face Darcy Miller. Clark. Now Carsons. Kavanagh and Smith options further forwards. Now Hayes. To the far side, caught by Noble. Ogilvie concedes the foul. And the visitors will take quickly. Ross. Inside to McGregor. Natalie Ross back in possession once again. Now Carson's. Rolls the ball into the feet of her sister. Kavanagh tries to help it on. Aberdeen have possession back with Thompson. Noble dumps it clear. Now Celtic are at home next up. They take on Hibs on Friday night. In a game that will no doubt pose a very different threat to this one here this afternoon. Aberdeen against Partick Thistle away a week today.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see Celtic starting 11 come obviously next Friday night against Hibs, especially with the game that follows up with that. It's a Champions League game. It's obviously a huge game for Celtic, an important game for Celtic if they obviously want to try and progress through the stages of the Champions League. So it'll be interesting to see if Elena goes with what she believes and what she thinks is their strongest 11 come Friday night against Hibs.
Well, the game's just getting a little bit tardy as it goes on. Nicola Jameson was booked for time wasting for Aberdeen. And a sore one on the far side. A few free kicks, and football's starting to creep into the game. It's not been that kind of game anyway, that's for sure. As Aberdeen have the free kick whipped in by Noble. Celtic headed away to safety, and Matilda Carsons will get a chance to break for the hoops. Carsons tries to slide the ball forward. Shannon McGregor will recover. And Clark to Carsons. Jenny Smith, scorer of Celtic's third this afternoon, with a cross-come shot. Here she is once again, trying to play in Kerner. Aberdeen cut it out with Noble. It's Kraft, wins the first time ball forward. Mercy Miller, second half sub to chase. Aberdeen might get some joy here. Hannah Stewart picks up the slack pass. Once again Kraft trying to link up with Miller. Clark this time standing up and winning possession back. Here's Kavanagh. Smith. Ross, Hayes tries to evade the challenge, but Aberdeen will have it with Thompson sliding the ball forward, and Darcy Miller is offside. The flag up, sharpish. And Aberdeen, just right towards the end of this one, will introduce another sub. Emily Kraft's afternoon looks like it is over. As she jogs her way off, she's replaced by Natasha Bruce. Yeah, not a great afternoon for Emily Kraft, but I'm sure better things will come for her as the season goes on, because she's shown some promising signs in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. She's obviously shown some of her quality throughout this game, but she just hasn't had many opportunities, and that obviously goes to credit to Celtic. Of course, obviously we know the difference in levels between those two teams, but obviously when you're you're here at Aberdeen and Emily Craft, I think they've got to look at the fixtures, the realistic fixtures, the teams that are in and around about them in the league to go and try and grasp points off them. You've mentioned obviously they've got Partick Thistle up next, but then they've got Dundee United. Dundee United's a huge opportunity for them to go and take all 3 points, and of course and try and take points off Partick Thistle next week. You've got to do that. Yeah, you've got to, obviously, it's almost to go into games against the likes of Celtic, Glasgow City and Rangers. There's no pressure on these Aberdeen players to go and get anything from it. What they've got to try and do is take positives from the game, which I feel they have done from the Rangers game and took it into this game in terms of the game management, trying to obviously disturb the play of these opposition teams and try and obviously keep the scoreline down.
The yellow cards starting to dished out by Duncan Nicholson. Sinya Carson booked there for pulling back Jessica Ogilvie, and Aberdeen will make another change with captain Hannah Stewart leaving the field. She's replaced by Lois Edwards. Had Aberdeen's best chance, did Hannah Stewart, inside the second half, forcing the save from Lisa Rogers before Hannah Ennis blasted over. That was Aberdeen's real chance of the game, you could say, although they did have one inside the opening 30 seconds when Craft, as we spoke about before, should have done better from inside the area. Celtic have dominated things here at the Balmoral Stadium on match day 4 of the SWPL. Hayes in blustery conditions. Corner fouled by Jameson, and it's a second yellow, and Aberdeen's afternoon goes from bad to worse.
It was just a silly challenge from Jameson there, especially when you're already on a booking, just to go and throw your leg out like that. You're coming into the dying minutes of the game's almost done. You put up a good fight against a strong Celtic team. You don't want to concede any more goals, and it's just a lazy challenge. It's just a silly challenge from Jameson there.
Tired looking challenge,
yeah.
So Celtic with not only a 4-0 advantage in the terms of numbers of players on the park, as the free kick bounces over the head of Colette Kavanagh. Miller wins the flick on. Celtic win it back. McGregor onto Carsons. Now Kelly Clark. Inside to Carsons again. Is there one last opportunity for Celtic to add number 5? Kavanagh rolls the ball in field, and Shannon McGregor latches onto that one. Caitlin Hayes. Now back to McGregor. Sinya Carson's involved, picks up the pass, Colette Kavanagh's in the box. Kavanagh goes for goal, and that one bounced off the surface. Looked awkward for the goalkeeper, who made a good save to tip it over.
Yeah, a good save by Megan Sidey again. She's been called on so many times throughout this game, and she's managed to obviously pull off some tremendous saves, but she's called upon there again. But it's just Kavanagh found herself and made a fantastic run forward, and we've not seen much of Kavanagh in the advancing positions throughout this game, but she managed obviously to get a shot away there. But Megan Sidey was on call again.
In comes the corner. It's bounced on at the edge of the 18 by Kerner. And there is the final whistle here at the Balmoral Stadium. A really difficult afternoon for the home side, who went into this one after punishing opening weekend defeats to Rangers and Hibs. They knew they were going to be up against it against the champions, but Celtic dominated throughout this one and well worthy of the 3 points after scoring in the second half through Murphy Agnew and Amy Gallagher. Perfect strike from Jenny Smith and Matilda Carson's in the second half. Added to Aberdeen's woes, Celtic, Emma pretty much dominated this one, and as I say, fully deserved the 3 points.
Yeah, absolutely, take it, no doubt about it, to not take that away from Celtic. Of course they did deserve the victory, they deserved to walk away with the 3 points. They, of course, what they won't be happy with is if they hadn't scored as many goals as they wanted to, but that's credit to Aberdeen. You know, it was a difficult afternoon for Aberdeen, especially obviously having that midweek game. It's certainly telling on the players, and they don't have the joys that Celtic have in terms of having the depth in their squad.
So goals from Murphy Agnew, Amy Gallagher, Jenny Smith and Matilda Carson's sees Celtic 4 goals to the good, and back down the road on their first away trip of the season with all 3 points. It finished here at the Balmoral Stadium. Aberdeen 0, Celtic 4.